Thank you so much. Our second half of the concert has a wonderful group of students in our blue band as well. But before we start, what a pleasure it is to work with such a wonderful group of band directors who make up our executive board, but also make up the directors of all of these students from various programs and cities and districts all across our state. And we are grateful to have 5 of our 6 areas, regions of Kansas represented in all of our groups today. Most are farthest traveled. We have a student in the band from Liberal, Kansas. So congratulations to all of you. Certainly worthy of thanks and lots of love and appreciation are parents such as you who bring students to all kinds of places like private lessons and music stores for reads and schlep instruments back and forth and do the band dad, band mom thing, and we are so grateful for all of you, and we are certainly in a situation that we can't do without you, so thank you. Thank you to the University of Kansas for letting us use this wonderful facility for 22 years. What a beautiful place to have a concert, and our vendors in the program that have been grateful and gracious supporters of this event for so many years. Please know that scholarships are available for students who have made the red and the blue band should you choose to be going to some of our various music camps in the summer throughout the state. KU, K-State, Fort Hays, Kansas City, Kansas Community College, and University of Central Missouri are all willing to give your student some percentage or dollar amount off of their summer camp registration. So please make sure you mention that if you are choosing to register for any of those events this summer. You are in for a wonderful treat, and certainly last but not least, worthy of mentioning, commemorative plaques are available out at the table in the lobby. They've been available before the concert and yesterday also. They will be again after the concert, so if you'd like to stop by that table and purchase a plaque for your son or daughter, we would love to have that for you. Recordings are also available. You can purchase the recording that will then either be a CD that's mailed to you or a download that can be sent to you. And finally, my pleasure to present to you the 2024 Kansas John Phillip Sousa Blue Band under the direction of Dr. Paul Popiel. To introduce our guest conductor, please welcome Johanna Cox, a retired band director from the Lawrence School District.
Good afternoon. Before I introduce our amazing blue band conductor this afternoon, I did want to just, for those of you who need to have program notes in order, the notes in the program are, we're going to be doing High School Cadets first, and then Crossgate, and then Belladonna, and then the Sousa Portrait, followed lastly by Backlash. All right, well, like I said, it is my ultimate pleasure to introduce Dr. Paul Popiel, who is the band director here at University of Kansas and has been with us since 2010. You can read his bio in the program, but one really cool thing is what he did this past fall of 2023, where he spent 4 weeks in a professional conducting residency with the Osaka Wind Orchestra in Japan, recording all 9 symphonies of James Barnes, who is a former employee here at the University of Kansas. And the kids will be doing one of Jim Barnes's pieces, Crossgate. All right, well, plus, Dr. Popiel is the new Dean of Music at University of Kansas. Please help me welcome him to the stage.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Welcome to the University of Kansas. Appreciate having you here on campus and supporting these terrific young people and aspiring musicians who have done just terrific work all weekend, have been polite, kind, hardworking, well-prepared, good people. You did good. This next piece is by composer Jim Barnes, who is a retired colleague of mine at the University of Kansas, very famous composer the world over, lives just about a mile that way down the street. When I first moved to Lawrence about 14 years ago, I had known of Mr. Barnes and his music and was tickled to learn all these famous pieces he's written, like Crossgate, are named after streets in Lawrence between his commute from home to work. All those streets have overtures after them. My favorite is Alvamar Overture, named after the golf course across the street from his house. So, after a famous Lawrence street, here's Crossgate Overture. like to take a quick moment for some thank yous. First, to these terrific young people for working so pleasantly, working so hard, being so polite, and being fun and engaging musicians. Thank you. Probably none of those things happen if it weren't for the next two groups I'd like to thank. First of all, parents, grandparents, aunts, uncles, family members that have invested in the musical side of your students. None of this happens without you. Thank you for doing that. Don't you want to thank them for their support? That's as good as you get at this age. That's high praise right there. And then finally, what terrific music educators in the state of Kansas. These young students put this program together in a day and a half. It's incredible. If we tried to do this with the same age group and play a football game, or a basketball game, or a baseball game, it would be really hard to have this amount of integration and cooperation and hard work, and the complexity of what we do. To do this in a day and a half is a phenomenal endorsement of music education in the state of Kansas. So many great things happening. So many great band directors that have contributed to this. A lot of them are backstage, but if the music educators in the room could stand and let us thank you very enthusiastically, please stand and let us. And to that point, our next piece, Belladonna, is by a local composer who grew up in the Olathe schools, was a band kid, and is now making her living as a professional composer. Her name is Grace Bauer. She's an Olathe grad, and we commissioned and premiered this piece with a local middle school in the last year, and it's a terrific, exciting new piece for this grade level, and we're excited to present to you Belladonna by Grace Bauer.
Good afternoon. A privilege to share the stage with these fine musicians. My name is Deborah Woodall-Rutledge, and I'm the band director at Southwest Middle School in Lawrence, Kansas, and I'm proud to be a founding member of the Sousa organization. I'm here to introduce the next selection, a Sousa Portrait, which was written specifically for this band by Bob Foster, former KU band director. The piece will be conducted by Professor Emily Rawson, who is in charge of music education at the University of Kansas, and it will be narrated by Colin Watkin, band director at Billy Mills Middle School in Lawrence, Kansas. Please welcome them to the stage.
This is the story of an American boy who grew up to become a great star and who became the most famous musician in the world. This is the story of John Phillip Sousa. Sousa was an American hero, a great band leader, conductor, composer of all kinds of music, a patriot, a sportsman, writer of novels, short stories, and plays. And the composer of 136 of the greatest marches ever written. He was born in Washington, D.C. in 1854. The son of immigrant parents, his father was Portuguese, his mother Bavarian. His father, Antonio, was a trombonist for the Marine Band. Young John Phillip started attending Marine Band rehearsals at the age of 11, sometimes playing the cymbals, the triangle, or the alto horn. As he grew up, he learned to love hunting and fishing and competitive sports, especially baseball and boxing. He also became a very good violinist. At the age of 13, he enlisted in the United States Marine Corps as an apprentice musician. He continued to receive musical training on the trombone, drum, fife, and clarinet. John and his father served in the Marine Band together. By the age of 20, Sousa's formal musical training was coming to an end. He was playing the violin professionally and writing marches, songs, orchestrations, and arrangements. In 1880, at the age of 26, John Phillip Sousa became the 14th conductor of the United States Marine Band. In 1889, Sousa wrote a march called Washington Post, which became a big hit in America and all across Europe. It was the success and popularity of the Washington Post that led to Sousa being called the March King. In 1892, Sousa left the Marine Band and became the leader of his own professional band, the Sousa Band. With the Sousa Band, he performed concerts all across America. They were the most popular music group in all of America, and he became an American legend. In 1896, Sousa wrote the greatest march ever written, The Stars and Stripes Forever, the national march of the United States of America. By now, Sousa was the most famous band in the world, and Sousa had become America's most famous musician. He and his band performed throughout Europe and around the world, becoming more and more popular. Sousa continued conducting and touring with America's most famous band until after his 77th birthday. On March 5th, 1935, he conducted a band in Pennsylvania, concluding appropriately with The Stars and Stripes Forever. Later that night, he passed away in his sleep, bringing an end to the remarkable life of this great American band leader.
It is now time to recognize our Blue Band multi-year participants. If you are a 2-year member of the John Phillip Sousa Honor Band, would you please stand and be recognized at this time? All right, and again, our 3-year participants, when your name is called, I'd like you to stand and stay standing until we can applaud for you at the end. Owen Beckman, Olathe South High School. Jeremiah Cohen, Andover Central High School. Kate Deerdorf, Blue Valley Northwest. Max Diedeker, Olathe Northwest High School. Calvin Diker, Olathe Northwest. Logan Durham, Spring Hill High School. Caitlin Gast, Olathe Northwest. Nick Hefner, Westridge Middle School. Armani Emel, Bueller High School. Anisha Kandawal, Blue Valley High School. Andrew Ketker, Blue Valley Northwest. Henry Olson, Olathe West. Mara Peterson, Mays High School. Ashi Rachura, Blue Valley West High School. Nolan Schmenke, Olathe East High School. Olivia Wang, Blue Valley High. And Allison Phillips, Blue Valley High School. Congratulations, students.
Good afternoon, my name is Paul Aubry and I'm the Director of Bands at Prairie Star Middle School and the Vice Chair of the Sousa organization. And on behalf of the Sousa Honor Band, we would like to thank Dr. Popeil for all of his work the last couple of days with our students here in the Blue Band and providing them just an exceptional opportunity in their musical careers.
He's a handsome man, isn't he? Yeah.
Thank you so much to our red band and our blue band, both of our conductors, and for all of your hard work today. Ladies and gentlemen, we are so very proud of you. One more round of applause, please. Thank you so much for coming today, sharing your young students and musicians with us. We hope you enjoyed our concert. Be sure to check our website for 2025 information. Next year's audition music will be available around May 1st. It will be here before you know it. Have a safe trip home. Thank you. See you next year.